I'm gonna give you a real incident. This happened the other day. I told you I'm still working on myself, okay? I'm not perfected or anything, I'm far from it. And as much as I studied this just months ago, I still did it. So this guy comes over to fix my computer. My camera's not working on my laptop. So Dell sends a guy to my home to fix it. Has a hard accent. And I asked him, I said, yeah, while he's fixing my computer, I said, where are you from, man? Because I can hear the accent. He says, I'm from Brooklyn. I said, you ain't from no Brooklyn. You're talking like that. Oh, yeah, I was born in Nigeria. But I'm from Brooklyn. I could have said that to him, and he could have got absolutely offended because I made that statement. Or here's something even closer. Now, you've been to Turkey. I've been to Korea. And I see somebody coming down the street. Now, we've had all these challenges with Asian hate and all these things going on. And I don't know if any of you are guilty of this. But somebody comes and you say, wow, do you speak Chinese? Watch this, man. Watch this. And that person is from Japan or from Korea. And they are offended. You know how I know this happens? Don't go nowhere saying nothing. y'all team now, I keep hearing y'all saying, we've got more with each other, we're together. We found a safe space. People on the outside get nervous when they hear that. They be like, man, they're together. Watch what I'm saying. Did you hear him? Did you hear him, Heather? I heard him. I'm like, yo, bring it up. But my wife is the director for international student affairs over at Delaware State University, so she gets all these kids coming in from all over the world. And she hears things like that. So we have to be careful. And so this is what I want to talk with you guys about today. I'm into loving people, caring for them. We talked, me and Rebecca, a little bit, because she's an ex-military like me. She's been in Turkey. I told her about my situation coming from Philly, and when I joined the military, I met somebody from Wyoming. And I never knew anybody from Wyoming, so I thought, that this person was associated with Bigfoot. I know. See how this works? I'm like, oh, y'all looking at me like I told you. That's not the same guy that came here a couple weeks ago. And I'll say something like that, and I'll offend the person. But think about it. Isn't it? Because it happens in the workforce all the time. Every day. Every day. You don't know. Yeah. And don't get mad at, what class is this? Y'all supposed to, don't you have a number associated with you? 2021. So just 22. Oh, that's easy to remember. Okay.
These are all names. This is a trick question.
I'm going to read something like AAC 2021 or something. This is 2021.
Anthony, what's the economic driver for today?
Wait, what?
Anthony, you know the exit sign.
That's what I was. Actually, I meant to say to you guys this morning, be careful because it's wet out there. I slipped 2 times walking up the side. It's still raining, so if you do exit the building, make sure you're careful in the hallway there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So thinking about
Are
this,
you still here?
I was getting ready to make a statement, and I want to see how you pick up on this. You're gonna be honest with me, right? This is one of these lessons I should have taught a lot earlier in this class. Because normally when I teach this in other businesses, stuff starts getting thrown. And I'm the one to feel like George Bush. Dang, they throwing shoes at me. Do you ever see that one? Y'all remember that one? That's when I found out he was athletic. I thought that George Bush was the coolest guy in the world after that. Because he was so cool, he was like, she ain't come close. He was good. So, can I ask this question? Is everybody in this room, to some capacity, prejudiced?
Yes.
And I know what you may want to take it and say. You want to take it directly to race. That's not what I'm saying. There's some people that just don't like certain things, and sometimes it's based on experience and things you've dealt with. Right? So we all, what it causes us all to be is to think differently. My son hates condiments. Condiments. Listen, he's 25 and has not. Not enough. We go on Kool-Aid and ketchup. Kool-Aid and ketchup. This has never happened to me. Please record this, Dina. Now I gotta go home and tell my wife. I'll be like, you know, I asked him if I told him Colin doesn't like condiments. And they looked at me like, okay. We with it. So my son hates ketchup and mustard and all that so much that in order for me to maintain leftovers, so all I gotta do is sprinkle a little on. He opens up the container, puts them back. I got something to eat tomorrow. But that's a prejudice for him. He just doesn't, he holds back from it. This lesson is about.
But does he judge all of us for having ketchup?
Yes. That's right. I'm a ketchup lover. I love ketchup. But this here is about something that I deal with called group dynamics. 2021, all of you fall in these categories. And when I think of group dynamics, so I think about the individual behavior first, 3 perspectives. I believe in just doing like 3 things and talking about them in depth a little bit. Not too deep, but the 3 things I believe in are what make you up as an individual. Are your motives, your values, and your personality. Those 3 things. We're going to talk about them quickly. And then we're going to talk about individual behavior. That's every aspect of a person's functioning, which is a result of a person's motives, values, and personality. Make you who you are. Yeah, makes you who you are. And then, we back up a little bit. So let me read a couple things. This was pretty cool. I read this the other day. It says, we're all humans until race disconnected us, religion separated us, politics divided us, and wealth classified us. Isn't that deep?
That is really cool.
Y'all think it was deep? I wrote that last night. No, I gotta keep my stuff. What's that, Cherie? Terry. I'll be at some event and you be quoted. I'll be like, Terry, that's mine! Stop! And then my hero, King once said that we have come here on different ships, but we're all in the same boat right now. Yeah, that's a bunch of stuff. So, I love being around people. I call myself an altruist. I love all people. I know we're different. I was sharing with Todd and Anthony about me growing up in the city. Todd is from Salisbury, Maryland. Salisbury, Maryland changed my life. You would think, like, little country town, Salisbury? And what it is simply my uncle pulled me out of the inner city, started taking me to Salisbury. And that was the first time I would wake up as a kid who grew up in the ghetto, didn't know what it was like because my parents didn't work. We didn't have a car. And that was my first time experiencing people getting up in the morning, putting on a suit, putting on a nice dress, perfume and all that, getting in a nice vehicle, going to work, kids all aspiring for college. And I got saturated into that for 2 weeks. And when I got back to Philly, it changed me. Now, all of a sudden, what I thought was going to be the end all for my life turned out that it wasn't going to be. And so, you know, we experience these different things in life, and we realize the differences of who we are. And regardless of what my parents came from and where we were, I still love them because they were part of who they made me to be. The great Zig Ziglar once said this: outstanding people have one thing in common, an absolute sense of mission. That's why I like being in the military. We're all different. And everybody around this table, in some way or another, is different. And I ain't just talking about the way you look. We're going to just touch on that a little bit. I got to watch my time. Team, Dina, you let me know. Dina trying to keep up with me on the camera. I keep high behind you.
I know you do. Keep higher.
She got a lot of shots at the back of your head. So that camera's going to be bouncing all over the place. I ain't doing it on purpose. But you know what? Everybody in here, you can do the mirror test. And you can put a mirror in front of you right now. And you can ask yourself something about these three things: your motives, your values, and your personality. And what is it that makes Lauren different from Heather and everybody else in here? What makes Tim different from Sam? Huh? The two peas in a pod? I bet I can get some stuff going on them.
But I'm an instigator.
I am. On this particular lesson, boy, I'll be stirring up and running out. I'll be gone. I'll be like, cool, man. I can look through the window. Look at him, man. He's throwing stuff in the jar. So, when you take what's a group, this is your group. 2021 is your group. And what is a group? A number of persons or things classified together because of common characteristics. I love listening to you give your feedback today to Dina. And the reason is because just like with any type of team, you have those 4 stages. Y'all remember those 4 stages? Military, we always used to say that. You're forming, storming, norming, and then performing. You would hear that, right? So you're a group, y'all. It sounded like that. You know, you didn't feel like a steward. You felt like, you know, do I really fit in? Should I be here? And then after a while, you did. So when you take that group and you look at the dynamics, it's the various forces operating in any field. Make you who you are. Oh yeah. Make you who you are. So the definition of group dynamics is an ongoing process involving the interaction of individuals formed to achieve an objective where forces derived from the individual needs and goals affect the interpersonal relationships between individuals. How many of you in here are married? Can't stand it. Okay, thank you. Marriage in itself is quite a dynamic. In church, they would say, "Amen, brother." You know, because, you know, it's 2 personalities coming together for it to become one. If you come in my house, you would never think that me and my wife have been married 35 years. My wife is from the suburbs, and I'm from the city. So my wife likes to eat things that I can't even pronounce. She starts talking about things. I mean, it's things that I should know, but I don't. Because in Philly, we just call it something a whole lot simpler. She may have a certain type of sausage, and she calls it by its Italian name. And I just say, sausage. She gets mad about that. She'd be like, it's not sausage. It's whatever she calls it. And me and my sons, they done picked up the city from me, so they're like, yeah, Dad, whatever. It tastes good. Why?
Good is what we call it.
That's what we call it. As long as we can eat, you know, and so forth. So, you know, you go through this back and forth because people want different things. So as I talk first about motives, what is a motive? Get you guys talking to me. What are your motives? What is the motive? It drives you, right? What kind of things drive you, class 2021? Success, okay? Y'all say that's success? Why success drive you, Stuart?
Because it's like a metric for your life, I guess.
Okay.
It feels like it's a metric for your life.
So you're saying, this is what I'm saying, you're not talking about it from a holistic standpoint, you're just saying to be successful is like a measuring stick to know I'm getting where I need to get. Okay, I picked it. Kind of like, you agree with that? What else? What else is it? Legacy? Okay. You want to be remembered? Todd wants us to put a statue up.
We got a garden to put it up.
He got a garden.
I said, put a statue.
But from the perspective of the next generation, I had to go through what my mom and then what I had to go through, leave them in a better place. That's
Each
from-
generation gets better. I might be joking, but I'm serious at the same time. I mean it, I'm serious. What else? What else have you moved? You said success, you said legacy, survival. What do you mean by that?
Well, for me, maybe it's a little different than other people, but I have severe anxiety and really introverted. So for me, just getting through a day can be difficult. Whereas for other people, there's nothing to it. For me, it's actually have to try to get through it.
I know you're gonna find this crazy as it would be, but I had a bout of social anxiety. So I used to go around. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced this imaginary mental thing I dealt with. But when I would see people, I could see their lips moving, even though they weren't. And my perception was they was talking about. So I'd be looking at somebody and they'd be like, hey, talking, laughing at me. You think it's funny? You know, I was almost like Joe Pesci. You think it's funny? You know, I was like, I'm serious though, but that's what I would get, and it would cause me to step back. So yeah, I feel you. Took a lot of practice, you know, and then you stand in front of people like this and be talking, I'm scared to death right now. Y'all ain't picking it up! That's why you want to know how I get rid of my fear. Every now and then, Tim's looking at me. I saw Tim in the paper not too long ago. You were just bringing up your new development officer, I believe it was. Habitat for Humanity. Give him a hand. What a word he said. Tim figured it up because Tim's got to get out there in front of a bunch of people. You got to be talking all the time. Every now and then when you get nervous, you get rid of nerves. You just shout. That's right! But that's helping me out.
Keeping them awake.
Keeping them awake. Because I saw some heavy eyes over here too. So, you know, yeah. Give me one more. Give me one more motive. One more motive. I'm missing one.
Happiness.
Happiness. What kind of class is this, man? All this good stuff. I want you to say money. I was waiting for happiness. Who said happiness? Why you say happiness?
Because at the end of the day, none of this matters if you're miserable.
Class 21, 2021.
That's class 7.
The philosophers. But it's true. At the end of the day, it don't mean anything. You're a billionaire and you get sick. You know, I remember reading about this banker in New York. He got HIV. He had all the millions in the world. Would be willing to give it away just to have his health back. So it's true. So we look at our motives, and then what I use as how we see what drives us. Y'all remember hearing when you was coming through school, Maslow's hierarchy of needs? What's physiological?
Food.
That's it, right? So I used to tell my kids all the time in my youth ministry, you gotta eat. You better go to school because you gotta eat. And they said, well, what do you mean by that, Reverend Moore? Well, I said, well, you know, you want to satisfy the things that your body craves for. How do you get to eat? And you gotta get a job, you gotta be able to have money. Well, how you gonna do that? Well, you gotta get an education. And so, you know, we push that. It's those things that help you to survive because the body craves it. What about safety? Somebody said that, didn't they, earlier? They said something about safety. It's important. Why safety?
Tony, what's important about safety?
It's the 4 walls. It's your house, it's your income, it's your car, you got the stuff to feed the inside of your body, now you got the stuff to protect the outside of your body.
Okay. That's true. Anybody else? What about like literally, and this is with the military. I know when I was in Germany, I was scared to death because I didn't speak German. I'd be going around, people like, who talking? I was like, yeah, I don't know what they talking about. They gonna try to shoot me or what? And it didn't matter the color, skin, or anything. When I heard somebody say, hey, good morning, how you doing? I ran to them. I was like, yeah, how you doing? How you doing? Where you going? They looking at me like, who are you? They gave me that sense that I was around somebody I needed to be. But I tell you, people who wore that uniform just like I did, I knew they had my back. And then when it comes to safety things, you see people do do extraordinary things. I remember this guy when I was growing up in Philly, and we used to call him Mr. Tenant. Boom! You know, he was just scary about everything. One day, his house caught on fire. And I knew he was just gonna freak out and panic. His daughter was inside. And here's Mr. Tenant, scared about everything. We watched that brother run inside that burning building. And when he came out, he had his daughter. So you know that sense of safety can drive you to do great things. What about social?
Interactions with other people, friends, family, coworkers.
Why is that important?
Learn different things from different people. Just like in this class, we've all learned something from each other. We
Mhm.
learn through interactions. It lets you have a chance to speak who you are and learn about other people.
I think it builds on top of safety if you have a community that you can go to